Welcome back, anybody you're watching to AJ Plays Dysfunctional Systems, Episode 1, Learning to Manage Chaos. I do not recall any sort of the voices that I did last time, so they might be, I don't know, once again, I'm not sure if you could even call them voices, but I said that I was going to look at the codex at the beginning of this part, so that's what I'm going to do. If you don't want the codex thing, then you can skip a few minutes. I also muted it so that the beeping. So let's see. Brighton is a minor society on Sewell, with strong historical and present connections with both Gabria and Ferdia, a site of rich mineral deposits. It was previously a Gabrian colony, but gained independence 120 Sewell years ago. It also shares a large portion of its border with Ferdia, and a truce has been signed between Gabria and Ferdia concerning the territory. Brighton was still a colony at the time, although Brighton shares in the technological advancement of its mother country, it does not share in prosperity, and is economically weak by comparison. The Brighton people are a hardworking and closely knit group and tend to describe themselves metaphorically as ants. The society has not yet been visited, but we're here right now. Okay, Gabria is a major society on Sewell. It was one of the three most significant societies on said world, marked by extreme wealth and influence. It is the richest society on Sewell and has connections with nearly all other Sewell societies. Gabria is currently a patriarchal monarchy with socialist leanings, government-funded health, education, welfare, etc. The majority of mediations on Sewell have dealt with this society. Gabrians began as a nomadic trading people, quickly establishing a reputation for their amiability and good dealings. Trust was heavily placed in them for their reliability, and they often ended up playing intermediary between several budding nations on their home continent. Eventually, seeing the value in the messages they were charged to carry between countries, they began trading information. Their mobility, connections, mercenary escort, and knowledge of secrets protected them from assault, and soon the nomads became rather notorious. At some point in time, they founded the Gabrian nation along the coast of the continent. From their new settlement, they amassed a military and turned to imperialistic goals. It did not take them long to have much of the world under their influence, with colonies on every continent and a grasp on most countries. Gabria is also largely responsible for the technological advancement of Sewell. Their ingenuity and cleverness, mixed with opportunism, has pushed scientific discovery along much faster than the average system. They have managed to develop and act upon nuclear theory, powering their society and old colonies with rudimentary, somewhat experimental nuclear fusion reactors. Their latest project has been the construction of artificial islands on Sewell's oceans. Currently, Gabria remains at the top of Sewell society. While it has granted technical freedom to all of its colonies, it seems they are still leashed in some way or another to their mother country. And Sewell. Oh. Let's see. System numbers. Plane things. Local name Sewell. Status active. Type planet. Major societies 9. Development scientific. Low level rapid advancement. Physics rigid. Plane shared with. Oh, okay. So those are like the. Oop, that's not what I meant to click. Okay. Isolated, yes. Visits 45. Oh, okay. So nobody's been to Brighton yet, but people have been to Gabria. Personal security note. Many species of fish on Sewell are poisonous to earthen. Avoid seafood to be safe. Welp, I'm going to try to remember that. If that ever comes up, it might. One of 4 planetary civilizations known to reside on plane 73813 currently is unaware of its distant neighbors and is likely to remain so as it has not yet achieved interstellar travel. Sewell's 5 continents are largely arid and wait a moment. Earthen. So I'm assuming that means that Winter and Cyrus are from Earth in the future. Contains 12 oceans, all of which are heavily salted and somewhat acidic. Nevertheless, these oceans contain a variety. Oh my god, so much words. Sea life and consequently fishing constitutes a large portion of both the economy and food supply of Sewell. International conflicts with regards to the ownership and right to fish sea life was resolved in mediation visits 16 to 22. Huh. The harsh conditions of the planet have led to an increase in the rate of technological advancement, causing Sewell to teeter on the brink of outlier classification. Scientific discoveries can happen much more quickly here than in most other worlds. Oh, this reminds me of endless space. Like there are some worlds that are like the worlds that are good with like producing food. I think don't increase or don't generate much science, but like I think it might be desert or something like that generates a lot of science. I'm probably incorrect, but just what it reminded me of. Uh, Due to this, levels of chaos within the system are variable and may spike unexpectedly. However, overall, this has not yet been a common occurrence. Although there are 9 societies on Sul of notable influence, there are 3 that are of particular importance to the system. These 3 are called Gabriel, Ferdia, and Rosare. The remaining 6, Roma, Kara, Saddam, Jonas, the Madlands, and Mies, are not usually of major consequence, though are often caught up in the quarrels of the main 3. The main 3 will be covered in brief. The following paragraph, please visit their respective codex entries for more in-depth information. Gibri is the most economically powerful of the 3, largely due to its sizable number of colonies scattered across the globe. It is also the most frequently problematic. Ferdia is a military superpower as well as a paragon of the arts. It is prone to warring and is also commonly involved in the subject of mediation. The last society, Rosare, is diabolical, having a reputation of cruelty and bizarre acts of violence. It has used fear to rise to power and control its populace. Interestingly, it is the least problematic of the 3, and its involvement in issues can dramatically lower the levels of chaos. Despite Sul's occasionally high levels of chaos, it has not often required mediation and is considered quite stable. Still, caution should be taken when visiting this world. Okay then. Those are the current codex entries. I will read them as they appear. I just figured that I should get them all out of the way right now to establish things. Also, I'm going to take a drink because that was a lot of words. Yep. Could this be a team logo? An address to the audience from the coach and captain? Oh, I want to see. I lean back a few feet from the counter until I am supporting myself only with my fingers and mostly with the stool's 2 iron legs. Honestly, the warmth of the beer has not completely dissipated. David, what is that? Holy. George, turn it up. The person who is wiping the glasses behind the counter raises his eyebrows slightly and then reaches listlessly for the remote. When it is in his hands, he turns and gives the television a tired glance. The crest on the screen wakes his eyes immediately, and he is soon mashing the volume up. Yes, gotta hear that buzzing. I hear David shifting on my right, and it sounds as though he is turning in the direction of Cyrus and the other man. Clark, get over here. Oh, so that is the man's name, Clark. Clark and Cyrus look at David strangely, and then strangely look at one another. Then they begin rushing over. I find their antics confusing and unwarranted. What is the big deal over this? In a few moments, the whole gaggle of men surrounds the television. Even the waiter has stopped cleaning the tables to watch. I know that sports are popular and all, but this is a little bit much, isn't it? This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Please pay close attention to the following message. Oh. The message will begin in 40 seconds. This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Please pay close attention to the following message. The message will begin in 30 seconds. Oh, goodness, this is it, isn't it? It. The thing. The problem. Oh no. No, I'm not ready for this. Cleaning up garbage is one thing, but this is completely another thing, and I don't even know what exactly. I search Cyrus's eyes for something to comfort my spirits, but I find nothing and do not know why I bothered at all. His face is indiscernible as ever, aside from the serious brow and lip, of course. The message will begin in 10 seconds. Crap. The message will not play. The crest vanishes, revealing a man in a suit at a desk. A dapper brown suit and a large brown desk. I imagine he must be important, as the crest from before is quite brazenly carved into the wood of his furniture. As for the man himself, he looks older than Cyrus, which is ancient at worst and age 60 at least. He looks very tired. His face is worn and his expression does nothing for the mood. He does have some fake-looking hair, though. That's pretty funny. I almost have a small chuckle, but given the severe expressions of my company, I decided it would be best to stifle it. Brighton, we have endured. As a people, as a country, as a workforce, we have endured these past 120 years. Surely you are all very, very tired. I, my people, my friends, am very, very tired. The word sobering meant little to me before this, but I completely understand it at this moment. The way this man carries himself, his speech, and his dour voice have all combined to chill the warmth from my head. I set my stool back down and have an actual seat, looking up at the monitor with a certain intensity. The man has me engaged. I'm tired of the media portraying our common man the fool, an ignorant sort all too glad to do the deeds of his betters. Tired of these foreign companies providing us work and wages that we will celebrate for only pennies more. Tired of hearing by people saying passing in normalcy, no, I do not know if we will eat today, perhaps tomorrow. Brighton, I am tired of our masters. I think we're going to war. I am so tired. People of Brighton, we have grown so used to freedom, we've forgotten that we are not free. This chair and this desk, this stage of an office on which I play my part, is evidence of that. I offer a serious and composed look to Cyrus. If I'm understanding correctly, and I can't say I'm one for understanding much of anything on this world, it seems that this leader here is not as much of a leader as he might like. Which, frankly, I don't quite get. The way leadership works back home, at least on the large scale, is that several especially intelligent and reasonable people rule over all of us. The idea of power not being enough, or being feigned, seems complicated to me. Like, what's the point? Why the show? I like to ask Cyrus about it, but he isn't returning my gaze, and instead remains focused on the television. I suppose I'll just have to keep listening. But I'm not here to tell you the troubles of our state. I'm not here to tell you the glory of our fathers. I'm here to confirm the quiet whispers through the alleys and the worried murmurs of Gabrian elite. Pardon? Consider this a threat. People of Gabriel, you have 4 hours to comply with my demands, or a nuclear weapon will be launched at your country! Oh, that escalated quickly. At least, I mean, to winter. But I mean, I guess this has had 120 years to escalate. That can't be good? Winter, come over here for a moment. I rise and step over to my mentor, feeling surprisingly clear-headed and befuddled all at once. He takes me from the counter, leaving the 3 gentlemen to discuss whatever it is exactly the man on the television just brought up. A nuclear weapon? The hell is that? What does Barnaby think he's doing? Can't believe he really did it. What kind of place does he think this is? Sir, could you please break down what just happened? I'm kind of lost here. Winter! I know we've only just arrived, but why did you look at the files you were given at all? Oh, I looked at what I was given. Yes, I did. Have you been paying any attention to anything out here? I have. You have? You have? Then explain who that man is. Explain anything. Don't put me on the spot like that. The leader of Brighton, sir. President Barnaby. He's angry about Gabriel. I'm not an idiot. Gracious, why can't I articulate or explain it any better? I just wanted to clarify some things because I'm shadowing you. Sorry, I reacted out of impulse. I forget how unprepared life in our world can leave us for these things. His tone shook me up quite a bit. I'm shivering a little. I was going to lie and say I understand, but I'm having a lot of trouble speaking right now. I want to go home. Winter, you may not have realized the severity of this situation. This is going to be community service like your first assignment. I know that. Hey, eye straight, Harrison. Allow me to be frank. Brace yourself, because there may be a lot of dying happening soon. Dying? But... I'm shocked, honestly. I figured those rumors I heard from Clark were only that. Hold it. Death? I just thought... As far as we knew, this world hadn't even developed nuclear weapons yet. Well, he got nuclear power, so... What did I think? He said weapon. Am I daft? Though with their strides in utilizing nuclear fusion for electricity, I suppose it was only a matter of time. People are going to die? I don't... It's people dying. Just slow it down for a second. I suppose that's what comes with our job. Not everything can be in the dossiers, right? We smooth out the creases and bring chaos to order. Slow it down. Calm down. Though sudden wars really are rare. War? My mind starts to tumble and my heart tries to explode from my chest. I definitely can't handle this. War isn't something I'm supposed to take care of. Shut up. Don't excite the locals. I cover my mouth and raise my shoulders. Of course they're looking for a war. You can't believe people dying is just a commonality. Do you even think properly? I'm finding it incredibly hard to do anything properly right now. Shaking, I turn to see the people at the counter. They thankfully are still engrossed in the president's speech. I look back at Cyrus and speak softly through my fingers. Shouldn't I go home? Yeah. What? Oh. This must be something like diplomacy. Goes to show you how important it is to get a look at the situation yourself. Anyway, if what I heard was right, we don't have the time to get you out of here without causing a scene. As you should know, interplanar shifts take longer to prepare than just moving from place to place. But I'll protect you no matter what happens, Winter, and you know how to escape if you really must. Yes. I don't know if I want to do that anymore, though, if he's talking about maybe dying. Of course, we don't have a lot of time in general. His demands I couldn't care less about, but his deadline. 4 hours. Consider this a powerful lesson and come with me. We proceed to exit the bar without saying goodbye. It seems it is time to get to work. It's too bad that I'm terrified. It's too bad that I wasn't paying attention when I started this video. We take to the streets at a quicker pace, Cyrus leading to wherever. I find it difficult to keep up with him though, and in more ways than one. My head is still swimming from the mention of war. What level is the war, do you think? Nuclear? You mean what level do I think it'll be? It hasn't happened. With any luck, it won't. Luck, eh? I'm thinking this could be something like a 4 on the scale. 4? 4. Oh gracious, 4 is 1 away from 5, and 2 from 6, which is terrible. 6 is very, very terrible. The worst. Even 4, though, a war without rules. Oh, that must be particularly gross. It is a very disturbing prospect, so disturbing that I grab my hair and almost shut my eyes. What exactly is this? What will happen? Test. What do you think? Is it really time for tests? Be appreciative that I'm even doing this work, Winter. You seem so much more angry than before. How irksome. What do I think? What could it be? Well, first of all, Gabriel will respond to Brighton's threat. Possibly. Possibly? Why wouldn't they? I'll answer that for you, because it might work in their favor to ignore it. Don't get it? Just think, Winter. Oh, okay, just think. Wonderful advice, you, Well, maybe they just don't care at all about Brighton, and they'll use this tantrum as an excuse to destroy them. That's Nonsensical, I know. Keep pointing out how, like, I'm a fish attempting to walk. That's right, Winter. You were right about why they wouldn't respond. Wait, but don't they need Brighton for all the cheap labor? What? How absurd. Isn't Gabriel a leech on Brighton's back? They need Brighton, so why would they want to destroy it? See, we Winter, we're thinking the same things. Well, they wouldn't actually destroy Brighton. What they would do is invade and take away what little freedom and independence this country still clings to. Then they would be able to take advantage of the citizens in ways unprecedented. What a disgusting thought. I can hardly even imagine it. Alright, now here's another question. Why does Brighton think it can take on Gabriel? Damn it, Cyrus. How should I know? Same way you knew the first answer. Just a random guess? I was bullshitting! Language. Sorry, sir. Thinking about recent events might help. Goodness, is he trying to get me to think in the place of murderers? Those are boots I would not like to fill. I guess that I have to, though. You mentioned recent events. I can't think that the minimum wage increase would embolden this country enough to believe they could stand against an obviously superior nation. The nuclear weapon? Just maybe? Especially with how unimpressed the president seemed to be about it. Even David wasn't terribly excited. Oh, David. What was it that David mentioned? The Verdad place? Oh, no. The new army. The person I spoke with. Oh, thought it was Cyrus because his face. Never mind. The person I spoke with, his name was David. He said that Brighton had gone in the military recently to defend against the border country, Ferdia. He said it was because Ferdia was dangerous and ignores treaties. But isn't it far more likely that this army was actually created to engage with Gabriel? With an actual military and what seems to be a new kind of weapon, at least judging from how the locals reacted, that would explain their confidence. I think. See, Winter? You are cut out for this. Hey. Wait, don't reference things I mumbled to myself before we came here. Creep. Didn't you understand the situation? Yes, but I'm curious. Isn't it more like a level 5 war? As Brighton and Gabriel are technically separate, I can't call what might happen in Civil War. And it's a technicality? Just a technicality. I figured Brighton and Gabriel were still very close. Well, look at you, you're all calm. I found the indignation. I'm not at all calm if this is essentially a level 5 war. Well, you look it. I do not let up with my frown. No, she does not. Well, that isn't all there is. How this might proceed largely has to do with what level I would give this potential war. Sarah stops and I stop and turn. We are now in front of a fountain. It took me the entire time till now to realize that the city streets were deserted. The doorways were even clear of those ragged children who would ask us for pennies. Could it be that everyone is listening to the address? Before I can drift off on this thought, Cyrus looks down at me. A nuclear weapon is one that can kill a lot of people and destroy a lot of things almost instantly. Excuse me? Honestly, Winter, what did you think I meant earlier when I said a lot of dying could be expected? I won't go into details, but it's not something you would have been taught about yet. I've dealt with it before, though. You're lucky. You've dealt with a nuclear weapon? What, did you disarm it? I'm not lucky at all. Not even the littlest slightest. What kind of thing is that? Is it magic? This isn't a magical world, Winter. I think the higher-ups you won't be going to those just yet. They're less fun than they sound. Aw, but that would be... I don't know, Cyrus. That would be kind of fun, especially since we have a character named Winter. Maybe she'd get ice magic. We should not be going to worlds with wars, either. Point. You can check your codex for information about what we'll be dealing with if you'd like. You need to contact support and update them anyway, so at least we'll give you something to do while you wait. What is it called exactly? Just nuclear weapon seems rather broad, like spear weapon or fruit drink. I believe that it's a fusion bomb. While Barnaby didn't specify, the rumor I heard supports it. Also, it makes sense, considering their reactors. Reactors? You forgot? You saw them when we first arrived. This country utilizes fusion reactors for power. Ah, right. The looming and shadowy giants that stand on the distant steps. I remember not wanting to remember them. They were disconcerting. Like many other things here, they looked a mess, and unlike many other things here, they vibrated. I thought they were going to violently break apart. Anyway, fusion bombs should be under weapons, obviously. It's technically not pure fusion, but most worlds can only do so much. Not pure. Well, it's a limited reaction jump started by fission. True fusion bombs are rather like handmade with stars. Stars are beautiful. Not the word I'd use for those. Just keep the distinction in mind and read that fusion bomb entry. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to appear, Cyrus. Right, understood. Mumble this as Cyrus turns from me and begins raising his wrist to his mouth. He suddenly pauses, though, and addresses me again. Oh, and Winter, while you're at it, check out the appropriate entries pertaining to this world. Always mind your codex. It could save lives. Remember to keep tabs on it. Understood, sir. I like I'm already on top of this, kind of. Look at my own wrist. Both of us are sporting bracelets which look very similar to stylish and thin digital watches. We have to regularly hide them from view, as we are advised that they are considered suspicious-looking things, usually. Hey, it's Iris. You guys probably noticed there's trouble at this world. Yes, more trouble. Cut the cutesy crap. This isn't the time. I'm actually... Oh? He's actually what, exactly? I look at him. He just walked away. He knows that I'm listening, shifts a little, and walks out of my range of hearing. Darn. That is worrisome. Look back at my wrist device, my ICD. Interplanar Communication Device. A name which does not actually cover all that it does. It also carries a database and tells time and probably 1,000 other things, as it is fancy. Honestly, if there's anything magical I've encountered so far as a student mediator, it is most definitely the ICD, science magic, or some such. It basically does everything. It is how we get to other worlds and teleport around them, and it can open up a tiny pocket dimension for holding things. An inventory, it's called. I think it's pretty cool. I'm looking down here right now like, do I have an inventory? Can I collect things? And they came from my own world. I would never have imagined. Right now, I need to access the codex. Focus this thought, open the codex, and the device recognizes the command as it is linked with my mind, which is awesome. A tiny holographic screen emits from the device in a rather inconspicuous fashion, yet still in an acceptably readable size. I begin to navigate the database, searching for, well, let's see, Sewell, Brighton, Gabria, and Ferdia too, I suppose. I think I'll leave Fusion Bomb for last. Okay, this is a good time for this part to stop. So, there's not a save. Darn. But, yup. As you may have noticed, I didn't split the last part, because I was too lazy, and I felt like there wasn't a total amount of footage in the bar for it to split, or something like that. So anyways, I'll see you in the next part. Going to read these two entries, and then hopefully get on with defusing that there nuclear bomb. That'll be fun, I'm sure. Anyways, see you then. Bye.